everybody, and welcome to the Chaos Protocol. I am so freaking excited to see all of your digital, non-existent faces in the chat of Transplanar RPG. We are an all-transgender, people of color-led, dark fantasy actual play channel telling stories set in an original, non-colonial, anti-orientalist multiverse. This means we stand against genocide and ethnic cleansing and support all oppressed peoples of this world struggling against injustice, imperialism, and colonization. We must use our voices to build solidarity and fight for the worlds we wish to see. So to that end, free Sudan, free DRC, free Palestine, abolish ICE, free all oppressed peoples of this world. Thank you all so much for showing up to support our story. And now, let's get chaotic. If you're watching this right now, you are witnessing the live recordings of Arc 4 episodes 5 and 6. We are currently co-streaming on Twitch and YouTube Live at Transplanar RPG. And all VODs will be hosted on our YouTube channel for your viewing pleasure before being uploaded to Vimeo and the Internet Archive. But first, please allow me to introduce my tasty cast for the evening, starting with our very own Valiant Lovewins Dorian.
Hello, everyone. I am Valiant. I guess I'm Tasty Dorian. I use he, him, his pronouns. You can find me all across the internet at Valiant Dorian, but also Spirit Bear. Please enjoy that lovely treasure I just set you on. And tonight, I have the distinct pleasure of playing your favorite Son of Doom, Sayer, who uses he, they pronouns. I'm gonna pass it on over to our Dusty Cowboy over here. How you doing, Dusty Cowboy?
Pretty good. Hi, everyone. I'm Kai. I use he, they, and she pronouns, and I am back tonight playing the tasty but maybe a little spicy Mr. Zanin Esh, who uses he, him pronouns. I'm going to pass it on over to the person who has kept me alive this entire campaign, the singular, the one, the only Sam Star.
And the one that will continue to keep you alive this entire campaign. Well, at least until she dies. We know that. Anyway, hi, I'm Sam Star. I use she, they, and the occasional they pronouns, and you can catch me all across the interwebs at Lust for Life X. And tonight I have the bestest pleasure of playing the one that keeps everybody alive, Lumira, who uses she, her pronouns. What's going on, boss?
It's a me, boss. Time to boss it up. Quick question for chat is if you hear any static coming through my mic, if I have any audio distortions, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep rolling with announcements. A massive thank you, as always, to our two major sponsors for Arc 4, Hero Forge and the Working Families Party. Hero Forge is a website where you can design and print your very own custom miniatures, and Hero Forge now, very excitingly, offers 3D printed custom dice. You can put basically anything from Hero Forge into the clear material of the die and still get a perfectly weighted chunk of math rock. So visit Hero Forge today at bit.ly/transforge. Also sounds like I sound pretty good right now, so the power of transgender forging fixed it. Yay! As for our other major sponsor for this arc, the Working Families Party, they are a progressive third party in the US building a multiracial coalition of working class people to make our communities a better place to live in for everyone. They're the political party that endorsed and backed Zoran Mamdani. And Zoran is a proud member of the Working Families Party, so they're actually really, really freaking cool. And you can take an action to effect change right now by signing their petition to break up big media companies and join their mailing list at bit.ly/WFPtrans. Highly recommend just clicking that link, checking out the petition, navigating to their website, checking them out, even if you don't end up signing it. It is genuinely a really cool organization you all should check out. And finally, a big ol' thank you to Chepeku for letting us use their incredible scenes for this arc, as well as a thank you to Explain Trade and Frivolous Bear Studios for being our channel-wide sponsors. Over to you, Val.
Hey, folks. Patreon is the best way to support Transplanar and get cool perks. A huge thank you to our Patreon precepts for supporting our show. Thank you to Ozra, Brooke, The Bow System, Lyle and Peanut, Mayman13, Mark J, Micah, Nullcessity, Robert Burke, Rose, Sergeant Danes, Spectra, Spencer, Square Heart, Taylor, and Zoe. Join their illustrious ranks today and help us smash our member milestones on patreon.com/transplantrpg. Passing it over to Kai.
Beyond the fiction of our stories, we must stand in solidarity with the people most affected by the ravages of climate disaster in our real world. Tonight, we're raising funds for Support Jamaica to provide food, shelter, medical aid, and relief to those affected by Hurricane Melissa. Give what you can or boost to help us reach our 250 goal by using !donate in chat. Thank you for showing up, Transplant Nerds. Sam, why don't you give it to us? Give it to us.
Gladly. Hold on. I got so excited that I had a little frog in my throat there. Last time on the Chaos Protocol. Strike Team Nova crash lands on Kesseki, but they're definitely not in Haruna Valley. After scavenging what they can from the Kestrel, Nova hikes towards the walls of a crater before realizing that they're standing at the bottom of an oceanic harbor. Zynon gets impaled on a bone tongue of a hidden creature, and Nova holds up in a dried up pearl mine, where they plan to wait out a massive incoming dust storm. And that's what you missed last time. Use !recap in chat to read our full written recap document. What's going on with those self-care tips, boss?
That's right. So, the Chaos Protocol is a dark fantasy series that deals with content that may be triggering for some viewers. Content warnings for this session may include fantasy violence, survival and scarcity, environmental collapse, apocalypse, storms, monstrosity, body horror, blood, complex relationships, grief, romance, nightmares, hunting, caves, and references to classism, revolutionary violence, insects, and the loss of children. If you are in the Twitch chat, use !CW at any time to get a look at our content warnings. If you are in the YouTube live, our mods will be reposting these content warnings in the chat pretty consistently, so keep your eyes peeled there for your heads up. And now moving on to the title of tonight's episode. It is Wake Not the Flesh, My Lungs Are Still, From Waiting for the Moon to Burn, by Connie Chong. And with that out of the way, let's begin. Hungry, dry, rock, ground, safe, not changing, not now, fin, claw, lunge, weightless, splash, sink, water, sink, cold, snail slick, wall, fish scatter, bodies thrash, hungry, wet, swim, pressure, lower, gill, filter, water, flow, body, supple, swim, pressure, lower, hungry, fish, small, stomach, rumble, memory, sound, hot blood, hot noise, hot flesh, bang, 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 down the rock, through the den, hot blood, hot speech, hot flesh, memory, instinct, hide, wait, hunt, memory, sensation, fin, claw, lunge, screaming, gurgle, thin, pain, fire, sharp face, bite, drag, weightless, splash, sink, water, sink, thrash, mouth, teeth, rip, tear, blood, cold, bite, gnash, feed, blood, feed, flesh, full. Memory, sound, gone. Memory, instinct, now instinct, here. hungry. Now sound, noise, cold, thick, through rock, above. Whisker, sense, size, fin, claw, reach, pull, swim, rise, swim. Now sound, noise, warmer, thinner, close. Blood smell, warm. New, spill, warm. But changing. Now changing. Whisker, sense, movement, careful, lurk. Wait. Whisker, sense, stop. Blood smell, warm. Very warm. Thin. Close. Now instinct. Hunt. Strike Team Nova. You descend into the vast, jagged tunnels of what used to be an underwater cove. Within moments from leaving the entrance, the muted warmth of the triple suns vanishes. Your only source of light are the flickering LEDs of Sayer's cybernetic horns and tail, which glow dimly in the cavern like a cold blue torch. The smell of this place is faded and ghostly, just like everything else on this dying planet, but a memory of the ocean it used to be remains. A trace of salt hangs in the air, and with it, an echo of condensation. Limestone stalagmites jut from the ocean floor in thick, pointed cones, reaching desperately toward their sharpened siblings looming from the ceiling. The rough stone walls are pockmarked by uneven crenellations that ripple and waver under the light of Sayer's cybernetics in a cruel remembrance of water. Outcroppings of dead, branching coral cluster along these walls. Their arms are long, thin, and erratic, like tongues of calcified lightning. At the lightest touch, these branches crumble into dust. Sayer, you lead your family, your friends, your loved ones down this rocky corridor, following the notches you left in the ground not half an hour ago. But when you finally turn the bend and reach the fork in the road, you find something unfamiliar. In front of you are 3 tunnels branching left, center, and right. Yinghe turns to you, Sayer, a look of confusion on their face. I thought you said there were 2 paths.
I did. And Sayer lowers. Connie, I made notches on the ground.
You did?
Where is the notch I denoted danger to? Because I did when I found that one area with that strange empty in.
You cast your gaze around all 3 tunnels and you don't see any notches on any of them. In fact, you don't even notice the strange lumps that were there down the right tunnel. It's just stalactites.
Sayer holds an arm out across the front of Nova as he's scanning through the walls and the ground looking for the notches. And I think you'll all see Sayer like lean down onto his knees and starts, because it's dark in here, we're only illuminated by the cybernetic antlers, now glowing orange. And they're blinking very slowly as he touches the ground. Something's changed here. My notches are gone. There was a path of the...
Zynon comes sauntering up, and while he does not radiate light, so you can spot his eyes glowing, framed by both molten creation and the new markings that he's been wearing since we've arrived in the Apis Fuyumi system. He crouches down next to you, just kind of following your eyes, not here to critique your methods, but just trying to catch up with what you've done.
And Sayer points to he's leaning onto the rebar, and we see the top of maybe the hollow part of the rebar, a little groove, and he taps on it, looking at the floor. I denoted markings along the walls and the floors around here to show us which path to move forward and which had danger. Now, there were once 2, now there are 3, and all my notches are gone.
That's not good.
No, it isn't.
It's smart to check regardless. Lumira will also appear behind Zynon, trying to get a feel for the area, looking around, trying to feel any type of weave of this place so far.
Okay, yeah, Lumira, why don't you make me a... This is gonna be a survival check to see if you can sense what is amiss here, what's going on in this strange biome. So I'm gonna say you will need 2 successes to get a clear read on the general vibes of this place. You do not have situational advantage. Is anyone helping you? Yeah, Sayer, how do you assist?
Sayer, because there are now 3 branches, Sayer now leans his head, crouching on the ground, onto the floor. Because if there is an additional burrow, he's trying to listen for noises to hear where a new path may have happened.
All right, that sounds good. You lean your head down and you're going to communicate to Lumira if you hear anything amiss. Lumira, are you harnessing a relevant tool or power?
I'm gonna use archaeology again in this area to see.
Okay, so you'd like to, that's actually a feat. Yeah.
Never mind, backtrack. Nope, I don't have anything else. I'll just roll these 2. My bad.
Okay, sounds good. We need both of them to be successes. Would you like to burn any resources to juice your rolls?
No, not right now.
All right, we need 2 below your survival score. What's your survival score?
10.
10, okay.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, okay, maybe not so much. I only got 1.
Okay.
1. It's a natural one, but a 1.
Oh, natural ones are good here, but yeah, we needed 2 successes.
Good here, yeah.
So Lumira, how do you try to investigate this place? Are you just scanning with your eyes, or do you interact with the environment physically?
I'm interacting with the environment physically. I think Lumira is running her fingers. She's doing a comparison. So she's finding the notches that Sayer had had put before, and then to where he says that he had placed the next one. I want to feel if the notch is deep enough, there should be some type of, you should still, even if it got like covered up or like brushed over, it should still kind of like cave in that spot. Like the dirt wouldn't be super impacted to where you have to dig it out again. It should be very pliable, I think. So she's trying in those areas where he marked them before to see if they've been recently covered up, like if they're just disturbed. Or if it's just disappeared altogether, like if it's just straight hard solid.
Yes, Lumira, you touch the places on at least the left, the right, and also the center corridor where Sayer indicated he had left a mark of danger, trying to find maybe if dirt has been disturbed, anything like that. And you can tell instantly that no, it's like Sayer never left the mark in the first place. And this rock too, it looks as old as the rest of the rock in this tunnel that you're standing in. It's not like a new corridor opened up recently. This is all the same cove. And Sayer, that's what you get as well. As you put your ear against the ground, you don't hear, at least in this area, any vibrations of creatures or anything digging like that in your vicinity. It just is the empty silence of an oceanic cavern gone to seed. But with your one success, Lumira, you are a time mage, and there's something eating at your calling as you rest your fingers on the wall of this corridor. There's something, it's tugging on a gear. It's like a little grain of sand stuck between the clockwork. But with your failure, you can't tell exactly what it is. Something magical, perhaps, amiss.
Something in this milk ain't clean.
I don't like this. If it is at all helpful, the tunnel that I saw something in was on the leftmost side.
Is it the leftmost?
The leftmost, so logically speaking, it can only be the middle and the left corridors that are the most dangerous. But unless something else occurred here, I don't know. That's assuming something physical happened and not something else.
Everything on this planet, just assume it's dangerous. Just assume. We cannot just go guessing. Every step we take, we plan. It was a nice try, Seer. Let me take a look.
Sarah steps back.
And Zynon steps forward to look and listen down the tunnels. Having moved past the lost notches, he's fighting back the pain that is still just kind of present. His hand still burnt, his chest still aching. And there's this sour snarl on his lips. He doesn't mean it to be cruel to Seer, but it doesn't go away. And as he steps forward, he looks down each of the 3 tunnels and tries to look, listen, and smell for danger.
Okay, that's also going to be a survival check. I'm also going to ask for 2 successes.
Okay.
Do
I
not
do
have
have
situational
reconnaissance.
That is a separate feat. So if you'd like to use reconnaissance instead, we can roll for reconnaissance. Or we can roll specifically to look for danger.
The goal here is reconnaissance.
Okay, then let's do reconnaissance. This does technically count as a new location because the last time you used this feat, you were out right by the middle of the quote-unquote crater. So make me a survival check. We're looking for as many successes as possible against your 12. So you do not have situational advantage. Are you getting assistance from Seir or Lumira in this moment?
The bulwark will always step up for Zynon. And Seir will lean against, as you are searching all 3 corridors, Seir takes point leaning against one of the walls of the others so that you can focus each of your attention on one without worrying about something prowling out from another.
Okay, yeah, so you keep watch. I love that. Does Lumira also step in to help here?
No, Lumira doesn't. However, what she does do is she watches Zynon diligently, right down to the breath that he takes right before he moves left or right, every single step, every direction his eyes glance, she takes note of all of it.
Okay. You observe Zynon closely, like a hawk. Zynon, are you harnessing a relevant tool or power?
I don't think so, if I'm completely honest.
Okay, would you like to burn any resources?
I think we just gotta roll it.
Okay, so roll 2d20. Your maximum number of successes is 2.
Well, I only got 1, but
Okay.
I got 1.
Okay, so would you like to ask what hazard, trap, or ambush is hidden here?
Uh-huh.
I assume that was the one you'd go for. Okay, sounds
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Zynon, You smell the air, this strangely empty, vacuous air, the particulates of dust that still linger in this corridor, tickling the back of your esophagus. You listen. You listen and you hear your own heartbeat. You hear Lumira's breath coming in and out. You hear the occasional staticky whine coming from Sayir's cybernetic horns. And you look. With Sayir's paltry torchlight, you can only see about 10 feet deep into each tunnel unless you specifically take more steps forward or back. So using Sayir's light, you allow your own gaze to sweep over this unknown cavern. Some 15 feet, just barely within the radius of Sayir's horns, down all 3 tunnels, you see uneven, large, and misshapen outcroppings at the base of stalactites hanging from the ceiling. They look very similar to the desiccated coral growing from the walls, but these grow from the ceiling. There were none growing from the ceiling up until this point. That is the hazard that you clock in the back of your head. Something about that doesn't feel right. They're in all 3.
Great. As he lumbers forward, Lumira, you see a focus in him. You've seen it a few times, but there's desperation to this one. You can feel it as his breath actually gets less and less, the disciplined breathing of a sniper, as he is thinking through how to hunt. Not how to survive this situation. He is looking to find the target, to find what's next. He is all goal-oriented right now, and it is written all over everything about him, which is why he is ignoring taking care of the wounds. He walks carefully forward and stops just underneath that coral in the ceiling. Not close enough to be standing beneath it, but close enough so that when he indicates, there is no mystery as to what he is pointing at, and he just motions. That. And then he points at the ceiling, all of these tunnels.
They are only right there.
Wouldn't they just crumble to dust if we disturbed them? Maybe at most it'd be a choking hazard. We can just move quickly.
Sayir wants to say something, but he doesn't. His dark orange light turns red and glows very dim, as if being choked by wire. And he stares at these stalactites, and the questions burst into his middle vision of they're all there, all 3 tunnels, all 3 dangers. What is this? A network of what? Surely not pearls. These are larger than the pearls. What else could be hiding in here? This is an ocean. Shut up. Sinan is leading.
We gotta move.
Where?
I could.
They're in all 3. And if they're not any place else, what exactly would they be hiding?
I know a trap when I see one. Sinan looks to the floor looking for a stone.
Oh, like a loose piece of rock? Sure.
Mhm.
There are very small pebbles, little pieces of granite. None of them are larger than a marble. If you want a larger stone, you'll have to kind of
Doesn't have
wrench
to be
it
that
off
big.
of the wall. Okay.
Sinan, who's been fidgeting with that pearl ever since Sayir handed it to him, can't throw that. That's worth a house. That's lives. Puts that in his pocket. Picks up a stone instead. And with a quick sidearm is going to heave it at one of those things.
Okay, in order to successfully hit your mark, I need you to make a grit check. You are at least 15 feet away at the entrance, and you're throwing it at the ceiling, which is another, 12 feet above your head, and you can't quite see it because it's kind of dark. So I'm gonna say this will require 2 successes. Because there's quite a lot of these growths.
Yeah.
So you don't have situational advantage. Are you getting assistance in throwing this? I don't think anyone can help you huck this. Yeah.
I do not know how I could.
If Zynon called Sayre over to light it, maybe?
Sure.
I would say that having light is a baseline expectation we have here. I don't know if that's extra help. Okay.
I agree.
This is all you, Zai.
A relevant tool or power as you're throwing this? You're not shooting it, you're just hucking it.
No, because the shooting is loud. This is so
Okay.
funny.
You need 2 successes, you're only rolling 1d20. Would you like to burn a resource to bring up your pool?
Maybe we just call this the L now.
You're so real for that, Kai. You're so real for that.
Oh,
I'm gonna
it's
just
so
call it
funny.
L now.
Yeah, Zynon is so used to acting alone. He's not asking people for permission on what to do next. He is picking up a rock and throwing it. He is not leaning on the tools that he actually has, which is new people to this environment with new skills. So no, I think he just picks up a rock and hucks it. And
Okay.
for fun, I did roll a 2, but that doesn't save him.
No, definitely not. So I'm gonna say logically, the 3 of you could just stand here and keep throwing rocks until one of them hits. But with your failure, this is what happens. Zynon, the first few pebbles you huck go wide. But the 4th or 5th one, as you aim it and you throw it, your aim is true and it hits one of the coral growths at the base of the stalactite. But instead of the coral crumbling to dust from this impact, it just bounces off of it like it's made of stone and then hits the ground and rolls away.
I want to check the ground.
Okay. You scan the ground with your eyes. What are you looking for, Lumira?
Trapdoors. What's it? Triggers for traps. Anything along the
Like
lines
a
of that.
depressed plate or something.
Yeah.
Well, we're really dungeon delving here.
Skyrim depressed plates.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Lumira, with your survival check from earlier, which was a success, you don't see anything like that. Certainly nothing made by mortal hands. This looks like a natural limestone cave. You don't see knobs, you don't see switches, you don't see tripwire, nothing.
Okay. Sayre now steps. And seeing that the when we're talking about the stalagmites,
Stalactites
tights
from the ceiling.
down,
Yeah.
from the ceiling down. How is it a situation where we're going to have to squeeze past them, or is there like walkable space between it, or is it going to be a squeezing situation?
If you're gonna try to avoid where they're hanging, all of you
Yeah.
could hug the wall on either side. You could make it work. You're eyeing the width. You could maybe like squeeze by, but you'd have to go single file on either side.
I think that's what Sayre is like gauging what we're seeing, like seeing the first level of surveillance not go well. Sayre moves on instinct and steps towards maybe slightly deeper into one of the tunnels, and is
Which one?
eyeing
Which
probably
one?
the one that Zyno was hucking pebbles into.
Which
the
one was
that
that,
we have.
Zynon?
I think it was the middle one.
The middle one? Okay, noted. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not entering the stalactites, but Sayre is measuring the width to see if it could fit, because he's big. So if it can fit him, it could fit everyone else. And he looks and he turns to Nova. We can't stay here. We either move quietly or we try to destroy these things. I vote quiet.
I as well.
I agree.
All right. And he looks to Yinghe. Because Yinghe has patience.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the front. Can you take back?
Yes. Do you still want me to hold on to patience?
Please. And he looks down at Patience. Watch them for me, please. Thanks.
Of course. Okay, let's hug the right wall, I guess.
And he's holding Yinghe's rebar and is going to hold it by the base with 2 hands. And that's going to be like the... I don't know how long. I did ask. How long is this rebar? This is really cool and important, actually.
Maybe 3.5 feet long.
Yeah, so he's holding it out so it will be like maybe 2.5 feet ahead. So he has that space. So he's holding it like how you'd hold a katana outward like this.
Oh,
while we're
sure.
moving.
I love this. We are fully dungeon delving with like the stick in ahead of us
Yep.
and everything. Okay.
I'm
so
not
what-
touching that. I'm sorry.
What is the marching order? We have Sayir in the front and Yinghe in the back. You're all backs to the wall. Who's after Sayir?
I think it's Zynon with his rifle just tucked under his arm.
Okay. And then Lumira and then Yinghe. Are you cool with this, Sam? Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Sounds
muted.
good.
Sorry.
Is this the first time we've asked what's the marching order in Chaos?
Maybe
Yes, 'cause that
maybe
would
one
actually
other time, but
Terrifying.
Okay. So we're trying to go slow and quiet, or are we going fast as possible, or are we trying to break even there?
Slow and quiet.
Okay. I need our leader, Sayir, to make me a survival check in this moment. You do not have situational advantage.
I
You're
do not.
Yes, Zynon.
I was gonna say, can I be helping with this one?
How are you helping Sayir shuffle along?
Spotter scope up, like looking down the tunnel for hazards ahead that he might be able to spot.
Rifle on my shoulder. Rifle on my shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give that to you. We will need 3 successes to get through whatever this is unscathed. So that is
Jesus.
2 d20 in the pool so far. Are you harnessing a relevant tool or power?
Can my rebar be a tool? Because I'm using it to scope ahead. If not, I would pitch that I'm using my climbing gear to keep everyone close. Because I don't want tunnel shenanigans to keep us separated.
Okay. Neither of these would be relevant, but you
Okay,
can
that's fine.
just say that you're doing this. Okay.
Yeah. I do not want to be separated from my crew. And I need 3 successes.
Yes, that's only 2 d20 in the pool. Will you burn a resource?
We need to.
Okay.
What do we have? Let's look.
You have 2
Bonk.
provisions left, 4 energy, and 6 protection. You can flavor this however you'd like. That makes sense. You could have scavenged from the kestrel.
Protection. Let's see. What do we got in the protection? Cannon-sized boons, mechanical parts. That doesn't really help me. Really? I think Sayer's energy is waning, and I will burn a provision to eat some rations. Just so
That
he
will
can
bring
keep
you
his
down to
focus up.
1 provision.
Oh, is it
so
just
you know.
1? We need
Yes,
to
you
update
have 2
this. Oh my
provisions.
god.
Yes, I have
We need
a
to update
suggestion
it.
for you.
Yes,
Protection, you could
please.
use a ship piece to act as a shield or something.
Yes,
Gotta
I'd
pull
love
it
to do
out.
that.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, please.
So we're bringing protection down to 5. That'll give you 3 d20 in the pool. All 3 need to be successes. Would you like to burn another protection? Bring that up to 4 d20? Increase your chances?
No.
Okay, okay, we need 3 successes. We're counting on you, leader. Roll for it.
Don't say that.
Don't put that pressure on him.
Don't put that pressure on me.
What'd you get?
Fuck, no. That's only 2 successes. That's a 1, a 6, and a 16.
Maybe if you'd burned another resource, who knows? Okay. This is what happens. Sayir, you pull out a piece of the broken ship. You hold it up as a shield. I assume you're angling it in the direction of the stalactites.
Yeah.
And also, maybe
Specifically over
occasionally
Zynon, I think, because Zynon is got 2
Right behind
hands
you.
on the rifle, so he couldn't react to something on his side. So the shield is over
Absolutely.
Zion.
And you have your makeshift sword, this piece of rebar, in front of you, probing it into the darkness so you don't run into something unexpectedly. All of you shuffle, slowly and carefully, your backs scraping the rough-hewn stone wall behind you. There are also outcroppings of this coral on the wall, but as soon as you bump into it, any part of you that makes contact, it just plumes into dust. So by the time you reach the stalactites with the coral at the base, you're kind of covered in dust. Your faces are painted in it, your upper shoulders, your torso a little. It takes a lot to not just cough out loud openly, and a small cloud of it starts to rise around your group. Perhaps an unexpected complication of taking this route, but there's no other way forward. You have to keep going. And then all of you start to shuffle directly underneath where that outcropping would be, maybe 2 feet out in front of you, definitely 12 feet directly above you. And I want all of you to tell me, so that water that you have in your pouches, where is it strapped on your bodies?
Waist.
Your waist? Okay. What about Zion?
Same.
Waist for Lumira?
Zynon's is, I think, like over his liver.
So kind of in front? Or
Yeah,
in
like
the
tucked
Mhm.
into his coat, right over his liver. Sort of
Okay.
on his stomach area.
Okay, I like that. That's close to where you were wounded, yes? Maybe slightly south of it.
He was wounded. He was wounded in his chest,
chest, okay.
closer to his heart. But yes.
Hey,
Understood.
What the fuck is going on with this line of questioning?
I don't like this line of questioning.
No, I don't either.
I don't like
Yinko's
this at
water
all.
is also strapped to their waist, their sash. And as you shuffle, because of this small, thin cloud of dust, none of you realize what happens until you feel a weight, all 4 of you at the same time, falling onto you from above. 4 of these corals detach from the ceiling, their hollow needle-like arms extended, pivoting downward, falling like a javelin. And because of your failure, Sayir, every single one of them finds its mark. Not into your flesh, not into your body, but toward where your water is. It cuts into yours first, Lumira. It just slashes down the pouch, and it embeds itself into the side. And you can hear a kind of gurgling noise, and as this coral is attached to the side of your body like a large sort of parasitic entity, as it's guzzling up all the liquid. And you hear an exclamation next to you, Lumira, as Yinghe is also attacked by a similar coral, and Zion one falls directly in front of you. It misses its mark because the shield was there, kind of miscalculates its trajectory, and its sharp, syringe-like arm slips dangerously close to your skin, and it embeds itself between your belt and your body, but it misses your pouch. Sayir, because your shield was over Zion, you yourself are unprotected above your head, and a 4th coral falls down and impales itself into your pouch. So those of you with corals attached to your pouches, you lose the water. Zion, you are the only one with water left, and now there are corals on your bodies. I am knocking your provisions down to 1.
All right. And I need to clarify a verb that you used. Guzzling? Are they like leeches and attached to us and guzzling? Terrible.
Looking down, you see that the rocky mass of the coral that's attached to the arm is kind of pulsating a little. Even though it's stony, it seems to have an organic mass to it. Sorry, I hear some sort of hissing in the background.
That is from me. That is my bad. Something's happening in my background.
That's okay. I'll take it again because I was like, what the hell was that?
It's
These
the
coral
drinking
are coming to
sound.
life. Yeah, that's how they sound. It's the coral talking. Okay, yes. Sayir, the rocky mass of its body is pulsating with each thirsty, hungry gulp. This object, rock, creature takes. And you can hear the water. You can hear your precious lifeblood coming up through the needle as it pulsates. It seems to be enjoying itself, gorging itself on it. And it's surprisingly light. It's almost like just a piece of cotton candy with a stick lodged into the side of your pouch. Barely has any mass to it, but it's sucking all of the liquid up. And the same is the case for Lumira and Yinghe.
Yeah, no, I'm salting it.
Okay, how do you salt this creature rock?
Lumira has all types of first aid-esque types of things, so of course she has smelling salts on her. Shake, shake, shake right on top of it. If I can't drink it, you sure as fuck can't drink it, fucker.
Okay, yeah, you shake your medical salts over this creature, and as soon as like these flakes fall on top of its body, you see its gray surface start to shrivel and turn white, and it shrinks. And you kind of see the needle that was attached to your punctured, improvised water skin. It retracts a little, like it's alive. It retracts slightly into its body, and it falls to the ground, to your feet, kind of like convulsing as more patches of it start to turn white.
Fuck you, and I kick it.
Okay, you kick it. This thing is not particularly strong. It's very light, too. It's like kicking a balloon, and it just kind of arcs through the air and like lands almost gently across the hallway. It kind of rolls, and you can kind of still see it squirming as though it's in pain. Its various appendages now reaching out, searching for moisture. Any moisture. What about you, Zainan?
Next to Lumira, you just hear a loud thunking sound as Zainan takes the butt of his rifle directly against his own belt to crush this thing. It hurts, but he just does it.
Yeah, I'm like, sir, you're attacking your own kidneys?
Have you ever had a bug land on you? I believe you have.
Did you not just see what I did?
Yeah.
Zainan,
You're thinking
very
things through.
easily at this like dead angle, bam, the butt of your rifle down, and it kind of squishes inward. A big concave hole appears in its body where the impact is made, and kind of like a sad, squished beanbag, it kind of detaches itself from your belt and it plops onto the ground. It's almost like it deflates a little, and you see its various appendages kind of quivering in pain. Do you finish it off?
Yeah, it's another blow straight down into the dirt.
Yep, straight down, ruthlessly, bam, bam, and it stops moving. Thankfully, your water skin is still completely intact with that little bit of liquid in it. And what about you, Sayer? How do you deal with your coral?
As it was on my waist. Not the sizzling, not the little sizzling of the, of the cooking happening in the background. We see Sayer kind of like, because you said syringe-like, right? So Sayer puts the rebar beneath it, hucks it upward, just shoving it, and once it's on the ground, I think there's a moment where he stares at how the tendrils move, just for a moment, to see how these creatures move and detect water.
Yes, it's almost like a living sponge made of rocks with hollow spikes sticking out of its body. There doesn't seem to be an upside or a downside or a left or a right. It's just a blob of stone with hollow arms. As you plop it onto the ground, it's kind of like wiggling on its back, and trying to move toward you. Kind of sloughing like a snake.
I think in this moment, like watching that, Sayer takes the bar, like just watches it how it moves for future, and then clinical just to stop it moving, and then take a step forward and say, and look to the rest of Nova. I think we gotta move a little bit more quickly.
Yeah.
You all notice that Yinghe had carefully, avoiding all of the spikes coming out of its body, plucked the coral off of their now broken and punctured water skin, and gently, with a kind of sad look on their face, set it onto the ground behind them.
You okay?
Oh, yes, I'm okay. They really could have attacked us, but they went for the water instead. I feel kind of bad for them, but we should get going. And Nova. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Lumira kind of looks towards where she kicked hers at, and it looks like she contemplates it, like Yinghe's point of view, for just a second before she goes, "Our bodies are made of 90% water, so it would have been us anyway." And turns.
As she turns, she's met by Zynon, who just nods and says, "It's kinder to just attack us outright," and turns to start walking.
Nova, you continue down this corridor, and fortunately there are no similar such incidents with these hanging ambush predators / rocks. And as you continue to maneuver your way down this central passageway, you notice just how labyrinthine this cavern is. And you see tunnels that defy the possibilities of simple two-dimensional travel. You see tunnels in the ceiling of this cavern that lead up and curve away. You see tunnels in the ground, too, that kind of curve down and out of sight. And you can imagine what this place would be if it were filled with water and you had freedom of movement to explore every angle. But because you are stuck to the ground, you continue forward, unless any of you specifically want to go down or up.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, I'm like, both sound awful.
As we travel, Zynon does look down them, but he isn't looking to go down them. But the ones above and below, he is just marveling at how much water there used to be here. And it's a little all-consuming as he just follows Sayir and hunches even more protectively over that water bladder tucked against his skin.
Yes, the last of your provisions left. Precious, precious water. Sayir, you lead Strike Team Nova down this cavern through these winding maze-like paths, and you have to make many more decisions now. Many more decisions about where to turn, where to go, where not to go. So what guides you in making these choices?
Air. Sayir is looking for pockets of air. This is an underwater cavern. We are escaping a dust storm. If the longer we stay here, we risk oxygen deprivation. And I think that's what mainly drives Sayir, is looking for places that we can recuperate, get a sense of where we are, but also eventually an escape. Eventually a way out of here. Because we will die in these caverns if we remain here for too long. We're only here for the storm.
Okay, so you quite literally follow your nose, trying to scent fresh air, any air, better air than here, avoiding places that seem to have stagnant or stale air. So I just need you to make me another survival check to see how
I just
long...
need you to roll. I just need you to not fail.
Just don't fail this. To see how long it takes you to find a safe place. So I'm gonna say that this is 2 successes required. No situational advantage. I will just give you assistance because I'm assuming Lumira and Zynon are pitching in, lending their insights, keeping their eyes out for dangers. Are you harnessing a relevant tool or power?
I think, if you would allow me, I think there are moments where Sayir like climbs a little further up to smell if air is coming in through above us or not. But just using the climbing gear for that, just to get a sense of smelling for air.
Okay, I like that actually. So that's 3d20. Would you like to burn any resources to add?
No.
Okay, we're looking for 2 successes. Go for it.
We have 2 successes. You need to be retired. You keep rolling above 10s. I'm sorry. Your say your die is going into the
jail.
wham chair, dice
I'm
jail.
crying.
Rolled a 6 and a 7.
Okay, perfect. That means you are able to find a safe-ish place, pretty quickly. And in fact, the climbing gear does come quite in handy as you use a little bit of the harness to lift yourself up maybe about 10 feet to sniff down an entrance that is kind of high up off of the ground. You smell something different. Something maybe fresh, saltier than usual, and could it be? Could that be moisture? A promising passageway 10 feet off of the ground. Do you choose to lead your team down this?
Sayer, hanging off of the grappling hook, smelling this moisture, leans down towards the rest of Nova. Smell moisture up there. Salt.
No shit.
No.
Let's go.
Actually. And Sayer, lowers himself. He keeps the hook there. Leans down the rope, and I will act as the stool for everyone to hook themselves up onto the rope to climb up.
Perfect. Zainin first, and then Lumira, and then Yinghe, and finally Sayer. Now you bring up the back of your party as you clamber the 10 feet upward and then spool the rope back up behind you. All of you progress down this now significantly narrower tunnel, rockier, more uneven than the other ones. Careful not to misplace your footsteps. And then finally it gently slopes downward, and the first person to notice this is Zainin. This tunnel drops pretty suddenly, maybe a 5-foot drop into a large chamber. Much larger even than the entrance chamber, quite big. You even see lining the walls and the ceiling and a couple places on the floor of this chamber, more tunnels leading to different parts of the cove. But what draws your eye the most is the center of this cavern. There's a large depression, a huge hole actually, at least 50, maybe 60 feet wide. And pretty far deep and down into this hole, maybe 20 feet down, past kind of like slick looking walls, is water. Back when the water must have reached the top of this lake, this chamber, it would have been a large body of water. Now it's barely just a puddle, but it's water.
Holy shit. And it takes all of his power not to run in there. But Sayer, you feel him push against your back. There's water in there.
There's lots of tunnels in here. That's so interesting. Interesting, Connie. And this water, does it look clear, sandy, salty? If it's been here for a while. What does the water look like?
You're only about 40, 50 feet away. Your
50
light
feet, okay.
your light barely bounces off of the walls. You can tell it's water because you can see the light reflecting off of the surface. But from this distance, it just looks black.
We need the water. And I think Sayer looks to the rest and makes a hand motion to be quiet as we slowly, while gathering the rope, while we're in this sort of more level position, creep in a little closer to get a better idea of this open cavern, what this place is.
Okay, one by one, each of you hops down the 5-foot drop into this cavern. Take your bearings, you look around. And as far as you can tell, you're the only ones here. You don't hear anything else. You don't see anything else. It's just your own shadows being cast in these uneven, flickering directions from Sayer's cybernetic glow. And yes, the refraction of light off the surface of water. But as you look closer at this water, you notice something else too. It's not just Sayer's antlers and tail that are glowing. There are tiny, tiny, tiny little bioluminescent specks inside the water of bright neon colors. And they're moving.
Hey, Zai, what is this? You recognize it?
Do I recognize it, Connie?
So Zynon, Haruna Valley, and indeed all of Kesseki, is a very, or rather, was a very colorful planet. Much of the flora and fauna was bioluminescent. This is a very normal and common part of your world, so it's not unusual or a inherently dangerous thing for things to glow, especially in the dark.
If I'm honest, I've never seen the sea, so whatever these are, I don't know, but seem pretty normal to me. Real
It's
normal.
it's bioluminescent. Certain
I told you.
chemicals that are in the water, they react with water to a bunch of different things. It's purely alchemical, but
A lot of stuff here does that, even in the open air. Told you. Long night cycles. That's why we have this, and he points to the markings on his face.
makes sense. I'm gonna walk up closer to the water.
Okay. Lumira, you carefully approach the edge of this hole, and like I described earlier, the surface of the water is maybe 15 or 20 feet beneath you. So it's a bit out of reach. You'd have to like use Seer's climbing gear and rappel down to touch the surface of it. But as you kind of peer over the edge of this hole, sure enough, you see bioluminescent figures flitting all over this puddle, this tiny little pond in what used to be a massive ocean. You see creatures, yes, creatures, some the size of your fist, others much smaller than that, flitting and swimming about. As you squint, you're able to notice on the edges of this pool what look to be transparent sea snails, each the size of fingernails, all clustered together. You can see through their shells and into their bodies, all of it pulsing with a kind of dull blue, green, pink light. And you also see the fish kind of skidding around. They look like small little minnows, perhaps, the size of them anyway, none of them larger than the length of a finger. But they're also pale. They're not see-through, but they're very white and very colorless. They don't seem to have eyes, but they have stripes down the sides of their bodies that glow.
I'm so sorry you've been down here this whole time. With nothing else out there. And Lumira will turn back to Nova. It looks like there's, like, sea life in the water in there, too.
We should, And you see conflict in Zynon. Life. There shouldn't be life anywhere. Everything died. That hunter instinct at war with... You see it, Lumira. You've been looking so closely and watching. Hope. Because not everything died. If you can get me some of that water, I can probably start working on making it drinkable.
Okay. And Lumira turns to Zynon, noticing that look of conflict in your eyes. She can kind of figure what it's about. And she just turns back and looks up at you. Her eyes brimming with reverence and respect. And a little bit of that hope, too. You're still here. So not everything is gone. It can't all be. Look. And she points down to where the water is for you to see for yourself.
very tenuously, he just nods and takes one heavy booted step and another until he is looking over and seeing a part of his home he never knew. But he's never felt more at home since arriving here on this planet than looking down at sea life. And he crushes down the part of him that says to drain the whole puddle dry just to drink a gallon of water. Because it's gotta be balanced. We cannot take everything. And he just stands there. And that conflict, that torrent, the waves crashing inside of him, he just stands there and looks down the hole.
Sensing the stillness in this moment, the glow of marine life and hope emerging around us, I think Sayer's bright red light that is flickering and glitching from the troubles before turn white, floating from tip to tail, base to antler, staring at this beauty, and we see little speckles of pink begin radiating up these antlers and tail before coming back to the reality that this is probably the earliest point of water we will receive for a while. I would like to try and fashion us more robust holders for our water, seeing how easily they were pierced, and I would like to use some of our protection to fashion us some hardier pouches. Pouches seems like an incorrect term for something made out of metal, but something a little better than that.
Yeah, like your water bottles. I like that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say it'll just take one provision as you use appropriate scrap metal from the Kestrel. Excuse me. It'll just take one protection as you use appropriate scrap metal from the Kestrel. So we're bringing down 5 to 4. You're able to now reinforce everyone's water bottles. Similarly, Yinghe had been looking into this puddle transfixed, their silver eyes reflecting the bioluminescent glow inside this puddle. And then they stepped away, and you all noticed that they're pouring the reactor fluid from the energy resource that you have into these clear containers, putting up essentially like improvised torches around. So it's not just Sayer's antlers and tail lighting the space. They kind of set them down onto the ground and on ledges that peek out from nearby walls.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend 1 energy to just do that because having light feels important.
How punctured are our water skins? Like, is it a big hole? Is it a small one?
A small one, maybe the size of a large coin. But with Sayer's reinforcement, he also fixes them.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
We get a hydro flask. We get a clean canteen out of this, okay?
Yes.
So Lumira will reach out for her water skin and ask for can I see your rope, please?
I'll hold you. And then Sayer will come really close to you, wrap a reinforced loop around your waist, not dissimilar to that moment in the Wild Sea where he reinforces the rope around your waist and he looks at you. I won't let you go. And then he brings the grappling hook around the bandolier and his leather harness, hooks it tight, and then stands in a wide stance and slowly pulls some rope for you to lower yourself down.
Yeah. Lumira will reach her hand out, very gently rest her hand on your forearm. I know you won't. And will lower herself down to the lake.
Okay. Lumira, I'm going to ask you for a survival check to make sure, one, you retain your balance and you don't slip and cause Sayir to have to overcompensate and right you, and two, that you're able to harvest as much water as possible without any other complications coming your way. I'm going to say you will need 2 successes. I will count Sayir's assistance as help. You do not have situational advantage. Are you harnessing a relevant tool or power? Yeah, you're using your water bottle and you're using the climbing gear.
Yeah.
So that's 3 d20. We need 2 successes.
2 successes.
Against your survival.
Okay. Whew, that is a 6. And hold on, I can't read this. Why are you so difficult? A 6 and a 10.
Retention.
I'm like, I
6 and a 10.
can't read it. I can't read it. Yeah. So both successes. Yeah.
Perfect.
The
Yes.
other one was a
So
natural 20, so we're not going to talk
Oh
about
no!
that.
We don't look at that one. We don't talk
We don't
about
talk water.
that.
Lumira, you brace the soles of your shoes against kind of the wall of this hole, and the lower you descend, the more slippery it gets until you're right above the surface of the water. You can see where the water eats at the rock. There's kind of like a biofilm of brackish algae growing there, and you can see little fish darting away from you, away from the motion, away from the movement. This large shadow of yours now falling over the surface of the water. You lower this metal canteen into the water. Your fingers graze the liquid, and you are caught by how cold it is. Very, very cold, extremely cold, almost freezing. You're surprised it's not ice. But you're able to kind of brace yourself and not drop the bottle out of shock as you dip it in, and we hear a guggle, 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 guggle as water rushes in to fill the vacuum, and you're able to fill it all the way to the top. Because you succeeded, do you try to catch any fish inside the bottle?
Yeah.
Okay, how many?
Maybe probably enough for each of us. So
It's like 4 fish.
yeah, or at least try
Okay.
to. They're like
really
little baby.
small.
They're little
They're like
baby
tiny
ones.
little baby minnows. Yeah,
Okay.
some are barely
Minnows
Minnows
big
are
as
great
tadpoles.
survival food.
Yes,
As
you're
many
able to
as I
catch.
can. Yeah.
Perfect. You snake the bottle along as you hold on to the rope with one hand and brace with your feet, and then you snake it through and you catch 4 minnows, and they don't even hop out of the surface of the lip of the bottle, and you're able to kind of tug on the rope and help Sayir repel you all the way back up to the top, barely sloshing any over the edge.
Lumira will do that each time for all of the empty canteens.
Perfect. Because you succeeded, you can very easily do this. So by the time that you're done with this Lumiere, we have 3 full bottles of salt water and enough minnows for all 4 of you. Zynon, you still have your half-filled, quarter-filled bottle of purified filtered water. While Lumira and Sayir were doing this, what were you doing, Zynon?
Zynon was doing something that the others have never seen him do. Lumira's seen him cook, which is probably the closest that comes to this, but he's doing something almost like reflex. He starts digging a hole, packing it with probably a little bit of materials, even if it's just pulling pieces of his clothing off and throwing it into this. He's packing it to create a small fire, to boil the water, to purify it, so that we're not drinking salt water. And over it, he takes his large shawl, shakes it out as best as he can, and creates a catch for the water to humidify into so that he can purify the water.
Okay, Connie doesn't know how saltwater purification works. But
Kai
Zynon,
does.
is this how you purify salt
Yes.
water? Okay.
Yes.
All right. What are the choke points in this process? Where could it go wrong?
There's a lot of things that could go wrong, honestly.
Okay.
It involves lighting a fire. It involves the water precisely dripping into a container so that it doesn't resalinate. It involves making sure that all the materials involved are clean enough to then drink the water basically out of them. There's a lot of places that could go wrong.
Okay, good to know. Okay, first things first, I will give you all one provision from the little minnows that Lumira was able to harvest. And why don't we have you start this process, but we can resolve what happens after we have a chance to settle in. So I won't ask you for a check yet, Zynon. Okay, Lumira and Sayur, you notice Zynon's trying to start a fire, maybe carving out a little hole in the rocky ground, moving pebbles and rocks aside. Yinghe finishes setting up these impromptu torches. And at this point, all four of you are able to reconvene around where Zynon is, as Lumira hands the bottles back to their respective owners.
I think Sayer has a moment where he's staring at the little minnow that is swimming around in his bottle.
It was hard to catch. I'm sorry.
No, I was just thinking about how she'd do the same thing. Probably keep hers as a pet.
Yeah. Name it something absolutely egregious, like Lockjaw.
Yeah. And he looks at the minnows. Yeah, it just feels, and then he just kind of smiles for a little bit, and then he just keeps the bottle in his hand and on his person for a little while before smiling at Lumira and saying, "Didn't think you'd have an inclination towards pets. Fish of all pets."
Well, I mean, if you're gonna have a pet, a fish is probably the best one. There's no shedding, there's no walking that's involved. You don't really have to do much cleaning up after it. It kind of is just settled in its one spot, and you know it's not really gonna go anywhere unless it decides to jump out, which I think they do sometimes, but that's neither here nor there.
Sarah just listens intensely. Sayer chuckles and just says, of course you'd consider every practical consideration about a pet before grabbing one."
Do you know me at all?
No, I do.
Lumira just kind of smiles at that and nods. You do.
He stares at you for a little while before color rushes to his cheeks and he exhales slowly, watching Zynon slowly build this fire and watch this desalinization process begin. And I think what I'm going to do while we're all getting settled in is check on the Oracle, who's been sitting in my pocket this whole time. And I think while we're talking, Sarah goes, "Speaking of pets we need to tend to," pulls out the sphere from his pocket and goes, "Hey, you still alive? Still with me?"
The broken lens crackles to life, and red light beams out from the Oracle's mechanical eye. And the Oracle says through its little speaker, "Yes?"
All right. Let's take a better look at you now we have a moment.
Are you gonna fix my eye? There's two of you.
Isn't that your greatest nightmare? Two of me?
Well, there was Sing, but we aren't... Never mind. I would appreciate you fixing me.
I'm no mechanic, but I'll try. And he takes a look. Question for you, Connie. Among the parts that I have, from the Apani Kestrel, how much do you think I would need to expend to be able to get the Oracle not as miserable? I'm not saying 100% fixed, but at least not as miserable as they are right now.
I would say 2 protection. You'd have to spend some scrap, because this droid is pretty intricate. It requires specific parts, some of which you have, but they're quite valuable, like copper wiring.
And I think we see Sayer stare at the radio. Fingers tracing over the knob and the switch and hearing the empty click. Alright, sit still. And I will expend that to get the oracle fixed rather than fix my radio.
Okay, we're bringing down protection from 4 to 2. As Sayer, you kind of sit down on the ground and you tinker with your tools, gently kind of working your way at the oracle's chassis. The oracle lets out the occasional,
Oh, it tickles. Ow!
Stop
Just
moving.
kidding. It doesn't
Stop
hurt.
moving.
Thank you. Oh, that's my butt. Oh,
No, you
thanks.
made it weird.
You're weird face.
Hey, I could stop
Sorry,
fixing
you're
you
fixing-
anytime.
I know. Please keep going.
You know everything echoes in here.
I'm aware.
Gonna get me in trouble. And Sayer, like, I think, like, screws in a copper wire while trying to fix the oracle.
you're able to patch up a lot of the oracle's internal components and kind of get their broken eye to kind of suture together a little. Like you kind of use a bolt to secure the top part of the crack and another little bolt to secure the bottom. So there's still a crack through the glass because you don't have enough tools to replace the glass entirely, but it won't crack any further.
I mean, you'll still see a little bit of double of me, but hopefully we're more aligned.
Yes, it's like you just kind of have a ghostly after image now. Like somebody's hovering around you. But
Yeah,
it's
that's
okay.
nothing new.
It's much better now. I guess thank you, or whatever.
Would you like me to hand you to Lumira?
Yes, please.
Okay. And Sayer picks up the oracle very, very gently in his hand and walks over to Lumira, holds it out to her, and goes, "This one wants you now."
Are you being nice?
I'm being very nice.
And Sayer, as you hand the oracle over to Lumira, your fingertips brush briefly.
Hey, look, I just wanted to say about Doom, my creator, father. I didn't mean it to keep it a secret from you. Any of you. I didn't have enough answers. I honestly still do not know what to make about the whole thing.
Listen. You told us. That's yours to keep. Everybody's got their thing.
That's one way of putting it. And I think there's a silence that permeates the air for a moment as Sayer, like, hovers by you for a moment.
Did you need anything else?
I was thinking we could, talk about what happened,
What?
Hmm?
What happened? What are you talking about?
In Sayer's mind, we are pulled back to the shores of the Red River in Inferno. The feeling of your lips against his. The moment between life and death upon which he had hovered. The moment where we broke the journey and continue together to break every promise, every oath we've ever made to Transis and again the journey, and sees you answer his proposition with a question. And I want to ask you, Lumira, how tired do your eyes look? And how do they look as they're tired?
Jesus Christ, Val, what a question.
You're welcome.
One that I was not ready for at all. Okay,
You're welcome.
let's see. Lumira's eyes when they're tired. For one, don't have that sparkle behind them. That one that you see when she's reading a book or she finds something new that's interesting, or she's learning something new, or when she sees you. Kind of dull. Her typical stoic, I guess in a sense, body stature. She typically carries herself in very upright, rigid posture, much more relaxed than slouched.
Every truth that Sayer ever wants to know or feel from you, they just have to look at your eyes. And the truth you give through your eyes to them, what he takes from it. Bad time. Bad time. Very bad time. And he is reminded of a moment in the wild sea where he had put his foot in it, really. Allowed bitterness and insecurity to step before the love he has for you and the relationship that you both have. To question you about the observatory, the moment we shared, could have shared back then. And Sayer can taste Oregnus. Even these many months later, the taste of oil, fire, and ash right at the back of his throat and tongue, and feels that warning to back off. And we see Sayer's pupils turn to pinpricks, and the kind of tail and antlers that were glowing a lilac, almost like the color of an orchid, dimly glowing in the antlers, turn to white and buffer a little bit before he goes, nothing pressing. We can chat about it later.
Listen. And Lumira will walk up to you and put her hand on your shoulder, looking you very genuinely in the face. I know you're worried about Simon. So am I.
Yeah.
We'll do this the same way we always do. Together. Yeah?
Yeah. Right. And Lumira, rest, okay? And his hand wants to go up to your face. They hover halfway above his waist and below your shoulder. I'll let you pamper that one, right? Don't take up too much of Lumira's time, right, Oracle?
Yeah, okay, I won't.
Yeah, you rapscallion, you. Wall, stone, Yinghe.
And Sayer, you walk off. We pan past your antlers and we hold on Lumira's face. What expression bleeds through the cracks in your mask as Sayer turns away from you?
Lumira's eyes are shut, and she takes a deep, shaky, steady breath. Her palms are damp and she knew exactly what Sayer was talking about. But just like any other time now, it's not the time for it.
Mira, as you turn your gaze away and start setting your mind towards something else, as you physically turn, you find Yinghe not by Sayer's side, but right in front of you. They have a habit of sneaking up on people, sneaking up on you. Usually you're able to catch them, but this time they do catch you off guard. And those silver eyes are unblinking, unmoving, straight bored into your own gaze.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Hey, listen, I just wanted to say that it means a lot to Sayer that we can be there for him after his big, revelation.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't abandon him.
Of course not. I would never, abandon him either. And Lumira, you notice on Yinghe's expression the same thing you noticed back in the cavern, back outside of this space. Let me rephrase it, that was not very elegant. And you notice on Yinghe's face the same expression you noticed much earlier in the day, which was a complete lack of surprise or shock at Sayer's confession of his maker.
Walk with me for a second.
Okay.
And Lumira will step a little off over to the side, away from Zynon trying to purify our water and Sayer looking over whatever, and focuses directly onto Yinghe. You didn't seem so surprised. You knew, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I've known for a while now.
I mean, not that it was necessarily your business to tell, but you don't think maybe urging him a bit more would have been something that we needed to know?
I did try. Sometimes with him, it can be hard to get him to open up, but I'm glad I was able to be there for him in Inferno. And I'm also glad that he finally opened up to you and Zynon. I could see how much keeping it in was hurting him. Just like how much keeping it in hurts you.
Mira staggers back at that, almost like she got slapped. She rolls her tongue across her teeth, biting back. You can tell, biting back her initial reaction to lash out. Reel it in a bit. Let's just take a look at my track record, shall we? I told Nova what happened between me and Fate. Sayer died. He died. And all of us lost our homes. When I open up, people die. People lose homes. They don't know where their next meal is coming from, let alone the roof over their head or whether or not they have a safe place to sleep at night. So forgive me, Yinghe, for keeping it in. Maybe I don't want anybody else to get hurt.
Yinghe doesn't look angry. They don't look confused. They don't even look sad. They just look thoughtful, open, and honest as you speak truth to them. They take all of it in, tilt their head a fraction of an inch to the side. Those eyes have never left yours this entire time. Then they say unblinkingly, "Well, what if I wanted to be hurt by you? What if I could take that pain 1,000 times and give you mine? What if that made it hurt less for both of us?"
Lumira kind of quirks her eyebrow at that for a second and then smiles. Doesn't necessarily reach her eyes, but she nods. And she walks up to Yinghe and places her hand on Yinghe's shoulder, using her thumb to rub soft, comforting circles into their shoulder blade. I would never wish this on anyone else. This is my cross to bear and mine alone.
You can tell there's more Yinghe wants to say, but also the weight of what they shared with you, this willingness to be hurt, this open, armed embrace of the pain you bring. It hangs between you. It needs time, Lumira, as all things do. It needs time to percolate. And we pan across this moment between you and Yinghe to find Zeinen. Zeinen, you have been hard at work trying to make fire catch. It's very difficult. You're not getting any good luck here. There's no good flint, no good tinder. And as you're checking your equipment, checking your salvage and scraps for something good to set this fire with, what do your fingers wrap around and pull out?
He finds that hastily placed pearl. It wasn't so hasty that he was ever going to lose it. Because even though here, in this world of dust, it means nothing. It's a rock. He could have thrown it at that coral and it wouldn't have mattered. But he can't let go of the weight of it. Pearls weigh almost nothing. But it's almost like a burning coal. He thinks about what it's worth, but not just what it's worth in the before. How many barrels of water it could buy them now. But if this is what they were mining here, what it cost the miners that used to swim through these tunnels, what this one pearl means. And as he works, looking and stops and touches this, a face floats to his mind that he hasn't thought of in so long. He can't even name the duration at this point. But Zeinen is a man of many griefs. And this one, tender and sad, doesn't hold him like the ghosts that he has fought with, searched for, ran from. This one is just held with love. kindly older person looking down. Oh, he was so small back then. His grandparent. He wonders for a moment if they would have known how to desalinate the water. Probably. But they never had to test that. They've been long gone since before the dust. Since before he was even an adult. Before he ever even held a rifle. A stock to his shoulder, an eye down the scope. He was just a kid. And in that memory, he sees his ma, his Ima. And he even thinks about what this pearl would have meant to them. All the work for the steading. The slow sinking of money as the world cost more and more. It would have given them more. Instead, all he can do is try and tend a pot not worthy of Sorna Esh's kitchen, made out of a bottle, some scrap from a crashed shuttle. But in this moment, he does find comfort that she would have been proud of him.
As you roll the pearl between your fingers, considering the weight of it, what it could have bought back then, what it might still buy now if there were people left to trade with. The stories that your grandparent used to mutter, used to murmur and talk about in low tones around a fire while you sat somewhere nearby, too young to truly understand it, but still the stories lodge in your memory. Snatched words, emotions felt more than anything. A kind of accepted bitterness that so many working folk of Kesseki seem to hold, an accepted bitterness of what the corporations demand of them. The back-breaking labor that Sorna's parent went through. You remember, they were old and they were gone before you were a teenager even, but they used a cane. They had a prosthetic limb. Their body bore signs of that labor, even from when they were young. They, speaking of the mines, not a pearl mine, a different kind of mine, but the stories are so similar. The stories resonate. Stories of quotas. You remember that term, quotas the workers had to fill, the contracts that were never skewed in their favor. The demand, the drive to take and take and take from the land, from the animals, from the sea, from the mountains, from the lakes and the rivers, and water itself. You roll all of these memories, these stories, these words around with the pearl between your fingers. That's when Seir returns to your side. That's when Yinghe and Lumira return to your side as well. And Strike Team Nova, very quickly, why don't each of you tell me how you get ready to rest here? Whether you try to sleep, whether you try to take watch, what it is that you do as we settle down. Let's pan over first to Lumira.
It's been a lot today. But you know how like when you look into a ring light for too long, and then when you look away, the imprint of that light is still within your vision? Lumira's had that black hole imprint in the periphery of her vision. This entire time, warping what she sees, warping how she reacts. She's a bit on edge. And much like when Lumira is on edge, she doesn't sleep. So she props herself up in a corner and pulls out her chronergy book and will sit cross-legged, open the book across her lap, and start to read.
Pan across you with your book to find Sayir.
Thayer is so restless. He is, one moment he is looking at all the different entrances / exits of this kind of main chamber. Then he is sat cross-legged by a rock, with charcoal in hand, attempting to draw or sketch something, but nothing comes out. It's just pathways and pathways within a jagged cavern entrance that he scrunches up and tosses away. And Sayir begins at some point mindlessly pulled out the radio and is just clicking the knob, pressing buttons, clicking the knob, pressing buttons, and the only thing that's going through their head is this idea of rumination of every single choice that they have made up to this point. From the water in the ship to Zion being stabbed by that strange segmented tongue, to entering the caves, putting the notches going missing, navigating the caves, losing our water, and Sayir's just feeling that cost. The cost of every choice. Choices that he stands behind, that he would make again and again. They only had limited options. Click, 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 click. But the cost. So much cost. And I think those blue eyes follow across Zion for a moment, and they jump away as if a finger touching fire, feeling that anger, that sharpness from Zion. Every failure, click, 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 click. And I think as Sayir settles eventually to sleep after taking watch a couple times, just curls up by a rock, and we see the lights begin to dim in his cybernetics, turning again and again and again. Every choice, every cost.
You pan across your blinking cybernetics to find Zion.
After making as much progress as he can on desalinating the water, Zion, satisfied that he can't do more in this moment, especially with everyone beginning to settle. He starts to hum. Just a quiet sound that at this point I'm sure every member of Strike Team Nova has heard him hum. He doesn't sing it, but he hums a lullaby that he has hummed since he was a child, remembering his parents singing it to him and him singing it to Doxa. And it soothes him. And what parts of him aren't soothed by the lullaby are soothed by the same thing he did as he sung it to her, sitting alone against this howling darkness. He sits watch till he can't anymore.
Strike Team Nova, whether you show it or not, you are exhausted from the tribulations of your first day on Kesseki. This exhaustion sinks deep into your bones, pulling your broken mortal bodies toward rest, toward sleep. Zynon, you are the watchful eye of Nova. You are the man who calls himself a survivor, the man who defends his flock from dangers both known and unknown. Your rifle is out, of course. Your gaze is steady and fixed on all possible entrances, all possible exits. You stare at the tunnels whence you came, the tunnels bathed in shadow. Your eyelids feel heavy, so heavy with the weight of the sutured injury still clawing at the trunk of your body. The weight of your body struggling to recover on fresh and remembered trauma. You feel your mind wandering towards slumber even as you school it to try to stay awake. But a warm, distant feeling washes over you, rising from the depths of your troubled subconscious. And the next time you blink, you are no longer inside this cove. You are home. And you are not alone. We're gonna cut to break there. All right, Transplay Nerds, thank you for tuning in so far to the first half of this stream. We'll be back in just about 10 minutes as we take a bio break. So I recommend to all of you, grab some much needed water, stretch your limbs, grab a snack if you need, and stay tuned for the ads from our incredible ARC4 sponsors. We have a new one from the Working Families Party, so keep your eyes out for that one. See you soon. Shpisho, bisho. Howdy, Transplainers! It is, once again, Sponsor Connie time. Arc 4 is proudly sponsored by Hero Forge, a website where you can design and print your very own custom miniatures. But you already knew that, didn't you? Because the spectacular Hero Forge has sponsored us every single arc so far. We've stuck together through all sorts of exciting updates, like Hero Forge Pro, statuettes, color-printed plastic, premium plastic, but now, it's time. It's time for one of the most exciting Hero Forge updates ever. Custom dice. Hero Forge is now offering 3D printed custom dice, where you can put literally anything into the clear material of the die. Each die is printed in the same layers as the item or character bust inside of it, resulting in a solid, perfectly weighted chunk of math rock. You decide the size, color, and shape of your die, the size and color of the numbers on top, and, of course, what the die contains.
Put a frog in it.
Don't die-lay! Visit bit.ly/transforge to design your very own custom miniature or custom dice today. Hello, Transplainers! You know what time it is. Sponsor Connie time. For Arc 4, we're collaborating with the Working Families Party, who are building a multiracial coalition of working class people to make our communities a better place to live for everyone. You might be thinking, why does a political party care about a queer tabletop show? As it turns out, the Working Families Party believes in the power of fandom to effect positive political change in the real world. So do we. As a transplainer, you're no stranger to just how political our show can be and how our stories are never just fiction. In fact, let's take an action together right now by signing a petition by the Working Families Party to break up big media companies. This cause means a lot to us personally, as indie actual play performers fighting censorship, telling authentic stories, and resisting authoritarianism. Go to bit.ly/WFPtrans and add your name to the list. By signing this petition, you will join the Working Families Party's mailing list and receive opportunities to help them organize, educate, and fundraise. So let's build a better future together. Hello, friends. Welcome back to Arc 4, Episodes 5 and 6 of The Chaos Protocol. We're just going to get right back down into business. As a reminder, as always, The Chaos Protocol is a dark fantasy actual play series that deals with content that may be triggering for some viewers. So content warnings for this session may include fantasy violence, survival and scarcity, environmental collapse, apocalypse, storms, monstrosity, body horror, blood, complex relationships, grief, romance, nightmares, hunting, caves, and references to classism, revolutionary violence, insects, and the loss of children. If you are in the Twitch chat, you can use !CW at any time to get a look at our content warnings. If you are on YouTube Live, you can take a look at the chat because our moderators will be putting in the content warnings very frequently, so you can always stay abreast of what's happening. So, with that out of the way, let's get started. The nightmare comes in threes. The first takes the form of Silesia Hemlock Ash. Bone-white hair chopped short and messy just the way their wife likes it. A dark duster shrouding a slight, short frame. Scleras, the color of the void between stars. Irises, as green and bright as the first firefly. One such iris peers through the scope of a hunting rifle. The barrel is pointed toward the trees and brush at the edge of the steading. The tall grass licks at your Ema's slender shoulders as they crouch in the dirt, unmoving, watchful. Behind them, behind you, the flock snuffles through seed and earth hunting for grubs. The triple suns are low in the pastel sky, drenching the horizon in orange and pink and blue. You crouch beside your Ima, clutching a gun of your own. They are waiting, you are waiting, for the monster to come. The monster that has gorged itself on one too many of your flock already. The monster that lurks in the dark, soundless wood at the edge of the lodestar steading. And as you wait, as you lurk, your Ima speaks. They speak to you of patience. They speak to you of violence. They speak to you of hunting and guarding and keeping the flock safe. And Ija says, "It'll come. We just have to wait, no matter how long it takes." Their voice is steady and calm, just like the grip on their rifle. And it fills you with... what? Zain and Esh, what emotion does their voice inspire within you, and how do you respond to what they say?
The words hit vibrating anxiety. It is almost relieving to feel that anxiety for a moment and then catch these words. They're speaking of monsters, and yet somehow it is a balm against the burning that he can't quite feel. The gun in his hand is hot. No, he's just anxious. He sits and looks at them. He remembers this. And it is both terrifying to sit here in the dark and stare out into a dark forest, and so relieving to be here. It is so centering. His whole world could revolve around this one spot of dirt. And he clutches the gun, and in perfect parallel, raises his knee, uses his elbow to steady it, and lifts the rifle to look and wait.
You wait, the two of you, side by side, a low and gentle breeze blowing downwind, rustling the grass around you. The only other noise, the snuffling of the flock behind you, their talons sharp as knives cutting through the earth, the wriggling of grubs, the low, slow, steady breathing of your Ima. And again, Ija speaks. Do you remember what I told you about this gun, Zainin?
Treat it good.
And what's it mean to treat it good?
That it's a shield.
Your Ima makes a low, contemplative noise in the back of their throat. A familiar noise. The noise they make when you're not wrong, but you're not right. And Ija says, "It's not just a shield. Feel the weight of it. How it burns in your hands. There are bullets in there. Killing tools. That's what these are. That's what they could be. In the right hands. In the wrong hands. It's about how you use them. For death. For life.
The gun does burn. And in a flash, Zynon hears gunfire, chaos, smoke, explosions, but also just a single shot over howling wind and deafening silence before he comes back to this moment. 1,000 cascading, violent moments all crashing in on his peaceful place of Earth in the lodestar setting. And he lets the sound of the raptors grazing and snuffling fill him. The stars, the low suns. And he holds that burning rifle in his hand. His is not as nice as Ija's. His is not for actually stopping the monsters yet. But the rifle that Ija holds, that one he knows better than a cartographer knows an atlas. Violence. But to do good by the flock.
You have to protect the people that matter. Every time you pull the trigger, Zynon, every time you spend a bullet, you make a choice. A choice you can never take back. And sometimes these decisions have consequences we can't see until we're far, far away from them. Bullets can curve. They can hit us where we least expect them to.
And Zynon, in the memory, puzzles over what that means, having never really done anything with repercussions outside of a scraped knee or a broken dish. But as Zynon, wearing the long markings of a hunter who sat in this field for hundreds of nights, and the tears of a man who's lost his world, his family, his child, and his entire life of a decade at Trans, he knows what it means. He feels Dom's punch across his face. But as a young hunter, next to his hunter, he puzzles. The innocence not broken yet. I didn't think they could do that.
Let me ask you this, Zynon. And the next question that comes out of your Ima's mouth is one that you remember, is one that you don't remember. And they say, when the monster comes out of the brush and the wood, should we shoot to kill it? Or should we shoot to scare it off?
We should an adult Zynon's voice cuts in over that young hunter who doesn't know any better, doesn't know that monsters get smarter. They regroup and they come back. We should shoot to kill.
And for the first time since you sunk into this memory, into this field, into this dream, Hirima turns their head away from the scope and they look at you. Those bright neon eyes. They study your face. They see the boy. They see the man. They see the ghost. They see your death. And they say, we do what we have to, so the people we love survive. That's why we're here. Sometimes there are no good choices. Sometimes there are just choices. But where is the line, Zynon? When does your shield become a lance through her heart? When does it become a killing tool? Did you remember what I taught you?
I thought I did. It didn't save her.
You sense something, Zynon, on the periphery of your vision, not directly ahead of you, on the side, a fuzzy presence, a silhouette carved out of shadow. But even though it's all darkness, all halo, you can sense the white hair, the horns, and a hole where her heart should be, burning.
Zynon flecks away into pieces of ash for a moment, still keeping form, his eyes glowing, holding some kind of shape that doesn't make sense because he was in a knife. Turns out a gun can't save everything as a shield.
Where is the line, Zynon? And on the other side of you, the opposite of your periphery, you sense another presence, also cut out of shadow. A figure swaddled in rags, a mask pulled up to her face. Where did you shoot this one, Zynon?
3 times.
3 holes.
One
in
over
the
a year
torso.
ago. One a couple months after that. And the third one, the killing blow, happened months ago.
And Ija says to you, where is the line, Zynon? Zynon, you can sense, but you don't see behind you another presence. A bear of a man, tall and strong, his silhouette carved out of shadow. A bullet hole between his eyes. Your bullet hole. Ija is looking at you, is looking through you, and you sense more of them. All of these presences, all of these choices. Each a squeezed trigger, each a decision, a choice that cannot be taken back, populating your periphery. Where is the line?
He hears the sound of bullets being counted on a hardwood table. Almost like an abacus ticking back and forth in the hands of a nervous council member. But it is bullets being counted by Ija. Those bullets, he didn't understand then how much they were life and death. They were just a tool. But shortly thereafter, he would learn that every single one of those was a choice. And he still doesn't understand where that line is as he looks around in a sea of shadows. He doesn't even remember all of them. I don't know anymore. I don't know.
Ija looks at you. Their eyes are so full of emotion. Their eyes are completely empty. They look back at the scope. The silhouettes remain. The silhouettes disappear. And Ija says to the boy, "Let's wait. We'll draw it out. I'll pull the trigger when it's ready."
Where do you aim?
Right between the eyes.
A gunshot fires off in Zain and Esh's head. Again, a flash. Gone. Like passing underneath a street lamp on a highway. And he sits there, raises his rifle that he doesn't know yet. And he waits, and he can feel those shadows. Oh, young Zainin. If only your hand was actually burned enough to not hold this rifle. And inside of that young man is a man with a burnt hand and a lance through his chest, still healing. With his rifle raised, pointed into the dark.
Zainin, you wait. Together with your Ima, you wait for a long time. You wait until the suns vanish from the horizon, taking the light and warmth and hope, with them pulling the color out of the sky. You wait until the cold sets in, and the stars, so many of them, an infinite number of them, wink open, and the breeze changes direction. You wait for a long time. Until, eventually, Ija shifts their weight, turns their head a fraction of an inch to the side, as though seeing something through the scope. And they say to you, "Zain, listen very carefully. There's something wrong about this. There's something wrong about the grass. There's something wrong about the flock. There's something wrong about all of this. This world. It wants to..." Ija crumbles to dust.
No!
They disintegrate. Completely.
He jumps to them, seeking just to hold them together in this false hope. He forgets every thing he learned in the salt of the wild sea. Forgets what it feels like to call upon their ghost. Because he just wants to hold his Ima. Where's she?
All that lands on your palms are thin gray flakes that a stray breeze comes and snatches away from you. The particulates of where your Ima used to be, of who your Ima used to be, wiped away. And the dust flies past you. It flies beyond you, up to a place where even the stars could never reach. They're gone.
The monster in the forest doesn't matter anymore. It's eaten by the dust as far as he can think, as he looks around watching, and a deep burning in his chest, not from the lance, starts to ache. It's dry. Feels like he's being ripped apart as he looks. What about the flock? What about the grass?
You turn Your eyes land on the flock. They're still there, the raptors grazing, and then they all look up at the same time, turn their heads in your direction, and they vanish into dust. The breeze takes them all in one fell swoop, like a hand wiping a mistake away from a board.
Zynon looks to the dirt. Doesn't matter if there's grass or dust there at all at this point. Everything begins to burn in his vision.
As you look down, everything your eyes touch crumbles away. The grass crumbles into dust. The earth crumbles into dust. The forest and the darkness and the monster within it crumble into dust. Your Ima's rifle crumbles into dust, and the steading on the horizon behind you, a beacon of hope and family, crumbles into dust. There is nothing here, Zynon. It's just you. You are alone. You are alone inside a howling storm of emptiness. And the dust is around you. And it is strong. Zynon, the dust is so strong. It is so large. It is bigger than you. Bigger than anything you could ever hope to be. You are helpless against it. You couldn't stop it from taking Isha. You couldn't stop it from taking the raptors. From taking the earth beneath your feet. The rifle from your hands. The steading you call home. Everything you thought you could hold on to, the dust rips away. Like paper. Like a light against a black hole.
Zynon Esh, the boy, stands in the whirlwind. But that howl of the wind, the one that he's heard every moment since it started, it calls out some deep crack inside of him, and the boy turns to dust, leaving only a man standing there. And he is in tatters. No hat, no luster. Everything's threadbare, everything gray. His hands, arms, neck, all cracked. He's dreamt of this 1,000 times. And every time it hurts. Like the cracks inside of him that have only seen wounds deep enough once or twice in his memory. They split open. And even in his dream, he coughs. His chest howling with the wind itself. There's nothing out there. He is in the place where all of his hopes die every time.
Zynon, you remember something Ozylis Raid said to you before they left the homestead and you never saw them again. They had said that the dust didn't care about us. It's just dust. It's like the ocean, or a fire, or a whirlwind. It just happens, it doesn't care, and that's what makes it dangerous. And in this moment, surrounded by this howling gale, you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that Ozylis Raid was wrong. Because the dust hates you. Zynon Esh. The dust hates you. And it takes everything from you because it wants to. Because it enjoys it. Because it wants you to suffer. And it loved taking everything from you until you were dust and filth. And you did not survive it. You escaped it, but you did not survive it. And now you are back, inside of its mouth, and it will take everything from you again. The nightmare comes in threes. The second takes the form of Doom himself. The head of a stag. No, just the antlers of one. As long as a precept's lifespan, brachiating in infinite directions, dripping with broken, crimson, faded threads. Their eyes are blue, stark blue, the blue of a god's blood, the blue of a fractured destiny. He is looking at you, and you are looking at him. You, Seir, kneel over the lake that used to be inside this desiccated cavern, staring at a reflection beneath your scar-bitten palms. A reflection that is your own. A reflection that is not your own. Doom himself. As you stare, as you confront, as you reckon, your maker speaks. They speak to you of history. They speak to you of survival. They speak to you of returning and escaping and always looking behind. And Doom says to you, "It's not safe here. I warned you, but you came anyway. Why did you not heed my warnings?" His voice floats, it levitates somewhere between your mind, your soul, and it wraps itself coldly, harshly around the very core of your being in reams of red thread. His voice fills you with... What? Seir, what emotion does his voice inspire within you, and how do you respond to what he says?
Fear and desperation. The same preceptual fear that Seir does not understand but feels all the same. This warning, this fear crawls out of Seir not in shakenness or tears, but in desperation. He leans forward, face pressing as close to the water as he can, leaning forward, holding on to the rock. Warning. What the hell was that? What? We're not supposed to come. I had to. Zaida needs me.
No, you have to go back. You have to leave this place. There is nothing here. There is nothing here.
Go back. And Seir feels...
Back.
Seir feels the emptiness swallow him whole in this moment. The darkness of the cave snuffing out the light of his antlers and tail. Hearing the warning of his father, his creator, to go back. And Seir lifts his head towards the mouth of the tunnel just behind him, where they had come from, where he had led them. I led them here. I made that choice. What if? What if the costs were different? And Seir stares at his creator, staring at that fear, a question he swallows. What on earth does this entity fear? What fills his parent with such fear? Why? But he swallows it. He stands up and walks, antlers lit red, walks past this tunnel. Doom is my father. Surely he has my best interests at heart, so I go back. What does my father warn me of? I go back.
Zaire, your foot lands in the tunnel whence you came, and you are at that branch in the road, a piece of rebar in your hand, cold and firm, the notches on the ground, on the walls around you. And then the rebar in your hand transforms into a crescent sickle, gleaming with vacuous, empty blood as it cuts smooth as fire through the sinew and bone of a harpoon, of a tongue, as Zynon writhes at the end of it, roaring in agony. And as your arm sweeps out in front of you, it lands down through the wreckage of the kestrel, the piles of dust and salt all around you as you scavenge what paltry salvage you can. Your fingers sifting through the rust and the metal, your fingers now alight with heat, air ablaze itself. You look up and you are in the engine room. And the walls are burning, and the ship is burning, and Zynon is burning, and you, Sayir, are burning. Your muscles scream as you heave barrel after barrel of precious, life-giving water into the hungry, unyielding maw of the reactor core. You are drenched in sweat. You are drenched in tears. You are drenched in blood. And you see the cost of it. Evaporating into steam, evaporating into smoke, evaporating into a mist of blood. All around you, the cost of it. The hungry maw. And behind you, Sayir, is the heat and the fire and a hallway. A hallway directly behind you, stretching from the engine room, endless, infinite, lined with doors, so many doors on both sides of the corridor, each one slightly cracked open, and you can see beyond the crack, each leading to a different choice. That branch in the tunnel, that harpoon made of bone, the wreckage of the kestrel, and here, the engine room. And there's something else. There's a figure at the end of this hallway. Barely make her out. Her silhouette. Artemis.
Patron Saint. What are you? What are you doing here? What are you? What do you want of me?
Artemis does not respond.
Why aren't you saying anything? Sayer's hunkered down low, sweat beating down his face. His hair, this faux hawk, is wet and slick, sticking to the nape of his neck and shoulders. He feels the cold metal of patience by his side, and the lights on his antlers and tail flash yellow, vibrant and violent. His hand shakes, staring at the patron saint. Every question that wants to burst out of him. What did she do? Why did she train him for? Why everything? Why is she here? Why are you here? Why aren't you with us?
Sayir,
I...
The more you shout, the more you struggle. Those snapped, broken red cables that drip from your antlers, you feel them snake and sink into the metal walls of the ship around you. The more you struggle, the more they bind you into place against the floor, the ceiling, the walls, the veins of the kestrel, of this dream, of this hallway, of this nightmare. The harder you thrash, the more trapped you become. And the patron saint does not respond. Those eyes that do not fit their face. Those eyes burning, those golden eyes staring at you.
Where are you leading me? What's over there? Why? I can't go. I can't go yet. And I think Sayer reaches an arm out to pull the handle of the sliding door open that is ajar onto the first choice. The choice between the rocks. I must keep them safe. I must go. I must keep them safe. I have to look at the tunnels again. Why are you looking at me like that?
The patron saint does not respond. And the more you struggle, the more you wrench that door open, staring, fixated on that choice you made, the more you feel your horns being wrenched, your antlers being pulled, strapped in this corridor, suspended in time, frozen in place.
Please. 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 It's not the right time. I'm not ready yet. I don't know what you want from me. Why are you here? What do you want from me? What?
The patron saint does not respond, but your radio, your broken radio, clasped to your body, it crackles, and you hear his voice, Doom's voice, on repeat, glitching over and over again as the screams of dead miners hurl through space. There is nothing here. There is nothing here.
Where do I go? Where do I go? And Sayer pulls at another door. And this is a door that burns his hands. The heat and the smog of steam bursts out of him, of reactor fluid evaporating into the air. The smell of chemicals, the smell of burning flesh, of Zion's flesh that he smelled as he poured water into this hatchet. He pulls, he goes, Zion needs me, Mira needs me, Yanghe needs me. I can't go. I have to stay. I have to go back. The cost was too much. I have to make a different choice. There's no other choice. Fuck! Why are you standing there? Why do you always do this? Say something! Anything! What do you want me to do?
The blow that kills you comes out of nowhere. Her arrow is through your body before you even see her draw the bow. And it's instant. Sayer, son of Doom. First you are alive, and then you are dead. There is no time between it. And you hear her voice. Finally, what you begged for. As your vision fades, you see her lowering her arm from all the way on the other side of the doorway. You asked so many questions, but you never moved, did you? You never came forward, did you? You knew what she wanted the second that you saw her, and you didn't. Not once. Not once. Her voice reaches you. I taught this to you first. You choose, or you die.
And Sayer, It all goes black. The nightmare comes in threes. The third takes the form of Ifeolua Oshupaferon. Her hair floats behind her in long, thick braids that ripple through the water like inky seagrass. Her skin is dark, very dark, and her eyes are the warm, soft brown of a rabbit's fur. Those eyes settle on you, Lumira, with warmth and invitation as your mother pushes through the water of Han'ei Cove. Her strong legs kick with effortless grace, stirring up silt from the bottom of the cavern. She turns toward the tunnel whence you came, beckoning for you to follow. And as the two of you swim side by side, the water as warm as the embrace between Mahu and Pa'akai, your mother speaks, even through the water. She speaks to you of destiny. She speaks to you of the gods. She speaks to you of the person that you are, the person you could become, the person you will become, given enough time. And Ife says, water is the lifeblood of Okoun. From the green tongue to the Didan Ocean, from the blue hole to One Horn Lake, water sustains us, nourishes us, and shows us the way. Her voice is smooth and low. It contains a rich tenor that complements the lilting tones of the song all around you. This voice is the one that wakes you, shall wake you one day, on the day of your 8th birthday. Your mother's voice fills you with... What, Lumira, what emotion does her voice inspire within you, and how do you respond to what she says?
Love. Lumira feels love. I think that's one of the things that I don't even think she realized. She got so true and honest from her mother, is her immense capability to love not just me, not just my mom, the whole community, everyone. So I think that love and that warmth, those two things that power her, that's what she's filled with.
Lumira, you swim side by side with your mother through the tunnels of the Pearl Mine, passing miners tending to their crop with gentle and loving hands, placing bright shining pearls into pouches lined with silk. And you also swim past divers from the Blue Hole, surfers from Mahu's waves. And as you swim and swim, Ifeolua turns back to you with a pearl-bright smile and says to you, "Death is not the end, Starlight. When the raven comes, she always brings the fox with her. And within their shared domain, we find both a final ending and a new beginning."
You become part of the song.
That's right. That's right, sweetness. You become part of the song. A voice that joins the chorus. Another mantra lines our shared sutra. Death, rebirth, change. All different names for the same thing.
Do you think when I get big enough, I'll know the song like you do?
Starlight, the song is already in you.
is?
Your mom and I, we can show you how to harmonize with it. But everything you need has always been inside you. Right here. She reaches forward and taps you gently on the sternum. And you feel it, Lumira. You feel the song. Warm and bright, burning inside of you with a pleasant sensation of vibration, of harmony, of melody. And somewhere beneath it, somewhere above it, a weave, stirring strings of it, causing the music to play outward.
I feel it. I think I feel it. And she rubs at her chest where her birthmark is, feeling that warmth, those weaves. They appear before her eyes as wisps of just beautiful gold strings, close enough to where she can pluck it, but she's not too sure. So she just watches as the notes float up and down, traveling along the weave like blips on a radar, pinging, striking chords as it hits certain parts and travels its way down. She's never seen it like this before. It always felt warm, but to see it, to hear it, it's different to her. And I think in this moment, adult Lumira gets a glare of a flash glimpse of a memory just like this. And she holds on to it because she didn't think much about it as a child, but now, with all those memories being so fleeting, every bit, no matter how small it seems, this is important. It's the only thing that she has left. So she sits in it, reveling in the warmth of her mother's voice, of floating amongst the song. How beautiful it sounds and it looks to her. Plethora of colors and vibrance and life. And these wisps flow like water, and she's putting those pieces together. How they intertwine with each other. To her, that is. What this looks like, what this feels like to her. One day, when I get big, I'm gonna be able to touch this song and I'm gonna play it, and it's gonna sound just like yours.
Starlight. Maybe it will, but I wouldn't want it to. I want to hear what your song sounds like.
Maybe kind of like yours?
You can
But still
borrow a
mine.
few notes.
Okay.
Come now. There's something you need to see. Your mother continues to kick through the water. You follow her, and you notice her eyes linger on the skin right underneath your throat where your birthmark brachiates upward toward your birthmark. It's not there. There's a glitch, a red X. Oh, it is there. Of course it is there. It's always been there. And your mother has pulled a few feet in front of you, and she's saying to you through the water with a playful challenge, "Come on, Starlight. You don't want me to beat you in your own swim race now, do you?"
Sorry, Mom. I thought I saw something in the water. And she'll...
Was it just some kelp? Don't worry, if it touches your foot, you're not going to get pulled into the deep by a monster.
It's so slimy.
And you follow your mom through the twisting caverns of Han'ei Cove, past pearl divers, past people swimming alongside fish flitting by you, bright and gleaming and playful. You see a sea turtle as well, flapping its flippers, turning its wrinkled neck to stare at you with a beady eye. The back of its shell. Kind of, it mimics you as well, and you notice algae growing on its shell. And you follow your mother through the seaweed, the algae, past life blooming from every crevice. And then you see that she's kicking toward the surface, where you can see light, beams of light pouring through, Galtanger's warmth coming through the water in these bright golden shafts. She breaststrokes her way up toward the surface. You see her braids kicking out behind her. As she goes up toward the surface, you follow her, kicking, strong and powerful, inside the place you've always known, inside this water, and you breach through the surface. You breach out of the waters of Kagayaku Ocean, no, of Didon Ocean, in the kingdom of Oko-un, in your home. And your mother is laughing out in the open, warm summer air, her dark skin beaded with moisture, and behind her head is the seed of annihilation. It is an inverted halo. It is an immortal eclipse. It is a black hole the size of everything you have ever known and forgotten. And it's getting bigger.
Mom.
And bigger.
Mom.
And bigger. And it is
Mom.
obliterating everything. It is obliterating the song. It is obliterating the weave. It is obliterating the 8? It is draining the warmth, the cold, the concept of temperature itself from this place. Your mother is not here anymore. You are in the water. You are floating in nothingness. Your feet are planted on the ground. You are in the blue hole. You are on the shores of your beach. You're on the top of a temple, and you are underneath the seed of annihilation, and your birthmark is fracturing, and it is hurting, and it is glitching.
Mom! Anyone?
There is another glitch. Somewhere behind you? Above you? Inside of you? It springs out beneath you. Somewhere inside this nightmare, inside this memory, inside this dream, an X flashes crimson and blood red out of existence, and then you see them. A silhouette filled with static and strangeness, the edges of them blurred and flashing. And the drifter extends a hand toward you, urgently, a hand outstretched. Your mother had said she was here to show you something. Do you take it?
This is? And in that moment, Lumira reaches out, but the hand that reaches out is her younger one, just 8 years old. Can you help me find my mom?
And Lumira, you take the drifter's hand, and all three of you jolt awake, simultaneously, wrenched from slumber by the same frantic noise, the same bad input coming from the entrance, one of the entrances of the cavern. Oh, but something's wrong. Something's very wrong, Nova. For as you gasp back into consciousness inside this blurred and panicked state between the world of dreams and the waking realm, Sayer and Zynon, you see Lumira reaching forward, upward, her arm extended toward something you can't perceive, and then reality bends around her, time collapses, inverts, the space around her warbles, and Lumira is gone.
Lumira!
Yinghe, eyes moonlit and panicked, also cries out, Lumira! But is interrupted by the noise. Loud and sonorous and huge, a wet slapping of flesh against stone, a soggy gurgle of air through gills and throat and incisors, and looming in one of the many entrances to this cavern, its body so large that it blocks your egress, is the monster. And we're gonna end the session there.
Connie!
Thank you all so much for tuning in to Arc 4, episodes 5 and 6. Let's do some quick, much-deserved introductions, starting with Valiant Dorian.
What the fuck is that voice?
Well, Val said Connie, so I'm saying
Connie! Connie! Hi, everyone. I am Valiant, got shot through the heart, Dorian, and I use he and his pronouns. You can find me all across the internet at Valiant Dorian or also Spirit, but please enjoy that lovely treasure I just set you on. And tonight I had the distinct pleasure of playing Sayer, Deer in Headlights' last name, who uses he, they pronouns. I'm gonna pass it on over to Pop-Pop. Hey, Pop-Pop, how's it going?
We're doing so good. Everything's fine. Hi everyone. I'm Kai. You can find me everywhere as Estella Vimladris, and it's just been a fun old time playing very normal man Zion and Ash tonight. Hey Sam? Hey what?
Yes? Did you call
Don't
me?
innocent voice me. Yeah.
Whatever do you mean?
Don't be so cute. Don't be so cute and sweet over there. What's going on?
What did I do? I just am here. Hi everyone, I'm Sam Star. I use she, they, and the occasional they pronouns. I play Lumira. You can catch me all across the interwebs, most specifically where the butterflies do fly blue. Lust for Life X. Take us home, Connie.
It's a me, Connie, taking us home. Thank you for this ominous, outro music. See, what the fuck is this? Thanks for playing us out. I love it. So, every pony, as always, we will be streaming each Saturday at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time right here on Twitch and YouTube Live. Thank you all so much for joining us on this Arc 4 stream, and I cannot wait to reveal even more about Kesseki, whatever the hell is going on here, as the season hundles onward. Additionally, beyond the fiction of our stories, we must stand in solidarity with the people most affected by the ravages of climate disaster in our real world. So tonight, I'm just gonna check out our goal. That's amazing! We did it! We hit the goal! Thank you all so much! $250 for Support Jamaica. Thank you all so much. This will really help provide food, shelter, medical aid, and general relief to those affected by Hurricane Melissa. We will continue to host these fundraisers throughout the arc, so if you miss your chance to give for some reason, there will always be a chance to give, and you should definitely do your own research as well, but we will be hosting more of these opportunities throughout the season. In the meantime, you can support our show by joining our Patreon, joining and participating in our Discord server, making fan works if you are so inspired, posting about Transplaner on Blue Sky, where the butterflies fly, Instagram or Tumblr, rating our podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, buying merch from our merch store, and most importantly, telling someone about this channel. Your friends, your family, your barista, your dog, your cat, your parakeet, horse. C said horse in my ear. Horse. Your para-horse.
No,
Thank you all so
no.
much, Transplaters. Maybe I could... Well, that's just a Pegasus. That's not that scary.
I was literally just about to say it.
Well, there is a beak. Well, that's just a
I'm so
griffin.
tired.
That's not scary either. Unless... Well, they kind of talk like
Connie.
people, don't they?
Start
I will
getting
see you
ideas.
next Saturday, November 15th at 8 p.m. US Eastern Time for the continuation of Arc 4. Before we tap out, we're going to be raiding someone really awesome in the Twitch right now, no doubt. Even if you have to tap out right now, just hop into the raid just to send our love over. Use the raid message in chat. That would be awesome. And in the meantime, Bijo.